Imagine waking up each morning with a blank canvas in front of you. Your decisions, your attitude, your actions, they are the brush strokes that will shape your day. Every day is a fresh chance to grow, to improve, to move one step closer to the life you dream of. But this only happens if you choose to make progress on purpose. Improve your attitude every day. Your attitude is the filter through which you experience life. It shapes how you see the world, how you treat others, and how you respond to both good and bad situations. A negative attitude can turn even small problems into major obstacles. On the other hand, a positive attitude creates space for hope, solutions, and new opportunities. If you wake up and decide to be just a little more optimistic, a little more grateful, you'll notice subtle but powerful shifts. People will want to work with you, talk to you, and support you. Why? Because a positive energy is magnetic. It draws others in. Changing your attitude doesn't mean pretending life is perfect. It means choosing to look for the good, even in tough moments. And it's not about making huge leaps overnight either. It's about improving slowly, consistently. Be a little more patient today. Be a little more understanding tomorrow. These daily shifts create a mindset that lifts you higher over time. 2. Improve your communication every day. Strong communication is one of the most valuable skills you can build. Whether you're talking with your partner, giving a presentation at work, or having a simple conversation with a friend, the way you express yourself matters. But communication isn't just about speaking clearly. It's just as much about listening. Truly great communicators are excellent listeners. They don't just wait for their turn to talk. They listen to understand, not to reply. Every day is a chance to become better at this. Try listening without interrupting today. Tomorrow, focus on choosing kinder words. The next day, practice being more honest while still being respectful. These small efforts will transform your relationships. When people feel heard and understood, they trust you more. That trust opens doors, builds bridges, and creates stronger connections everywhere in your life. Misunderstandings, arguments, and broken relationships often start with poor communication. But by improving this skill a little every day, you'll avoid unnecessary conflict and build more meaningful bonds with others. 3. Improve your self-discipline every day. Self-discipline is the quiet power that turns goals into reality. It's what helps you follow through when motivation fades. Discipline isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about honoring the commitments you've made, even when it's hard. Most people start strong, but they stop when the excitement wears off. Discipline keeps you moving when the work gets boring, when distractions call your name, or when comfort seems easier than growth. You can grow this trait daily. Maybe today you resist the urge to scroll on your phone and focus on your task instead. Tomorrow you push yourself to stick your routine. Discipline is like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you train it, and eventually you won't need to rely on willpower, because your good habits will take over. Build small, steady habits that align with your goals, like reading a few pages a day or exercising for 15 minutes. Those small acts repeated over time, that's where true progress is made. Discipline doesn't just change your results, it changes who you become. Improve your mindset every day. Your mindset is the lens through which you interpret your experiences. It shapes your beliefs about what's possible for you. If you believe you're limited, you'll stay stuck. If you believe you're capable of growth, you'll keep rising. Every day, you get to choose what you believe. Many people are trapped not by their circumstances, but by their own thoughts. They think, I can't, or I'll never. And those beliefs hold them back more than any external challenge. But those beliefs are not facts. They're just thoughts, and you can replace them. Try telling yourself a better story today. Instead of I'll never figure this out, say I'm learning every day. Instead of I'm not good enough, say I'm growing stronger. These small mindset shifts each day build an unshakable inner foundation. With a better mindset, you bounce back faster from failure, take smarter risks, and stay grounded through chaos. Over time, This daily effort to upgrade your thoughts will transform your entire life. 5. Improve your time management. Time is the one resource we all get equally, but how we use it makes all the difference. You can't save time or make more of it. So the only smart move is to use it wisely. Good time management means focusing on what truly matters instead of being busy for the sake of it. Start by planning your day. Write down the top 3 things that will move you forward. Prioritize them. Eliminate distractions. Say no when needed. Take breaks when your mind needs rest. Rest is part of productivity too. Improving your time management doesn't mean packing every minute. It means being intentional with your energy. Maybe today you organize your to-do list more clearly. Tomorrow you set boundaries around your work hours. The next day, you remove one time-wasting habit. Each of these small changes adds up, and soon you'll notice you're not just getting more done. You're doing the right things at the right time, with more focus and less stress. Time management is a skill, and like any skill, you can get better at it daily. 6. Improve your knowledge every day. In a world that never stops changing, learning is your best tool for staying ahead. What you know today might not be enough tomorrow, so you've got to keep growing. Think of your mind like a garden. Every day you either plant seeds of wisdom or let weeds of ignorance take over. Improving your knowledge doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe today you read a few pages of a helpful book. Tomorrow, you listen to a podcast about personal development. The next day, you take a short online course in your area of interest. These small daily efforts build up over time. And here's the beautiful part. When you grow in knowledge, you grow in confidence. You feel more prepared, more valuable, and more capable of facing challenges. The most successful people never stop learning. They don't wait for someone to teach them. They seek knowledge on their own. You don't need to know everything. You just need to be committed to learning something every day. That's how your value grows, and with it, so do your opportunities. 7. Improve your finances every day. Money is more than just numbers in a bank account. It's a tool, a reflection of your choices, and something that touches every area of your life. Sadly, many people struggle financially, not because they don't earn enough, but because they don't manage what they have. Improving your finances is a daily practice. Maybe today you look at where your money is really going. Tomorrow you set up a simple budget. The next day you decide to save a small amount, even if it's just a few dollars. Each of these steps builds a habit, and habits create freedom. It's not about making huge sacrifices. It's about making smart, consistent choices. Buy what you need, not what you crave in the moment. Delay unnecessary spending today so you can have peace tomorrow. Over time, these decisions will give you more control, less stress, and greater financial security. And remember, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how well you manage it. Every day you improve your financial habits, you're building a better future. 8. Improve your personal development every day. Your life grows when you grow. Personal development isn't something you do once and forget. It's a daily process. It's the quiet work behind the scenes that shapes the kind of person you become. Maybe today you take a closer look at your habits. Are they helping you or holding you back? Tomorrow you try something new that challenges your comfort zone. The next day you reflect on your emotions and how you react to things. Personal development means becoming more aware of who you are and who you want to be. It's about building new skills, improving your mindset, and learning how to handle life better. You don't need to change everything at once. Just improve one thing each day. Set small, meaningful goals. Track your progress. Celebrate the wins, and learn from the setback. Over time, these small daily steps turn into real transformation. The more you grow as a person, the more you're able to handle life's challenges and take advantage of life's opportunities. 9. Improve your purpose every day. Purpose gives your life meaning. It's the reason you wake up and keep moving forward, even when things get hard. But purpose isn't always clear from the beginning. It grows as you grow. To improve your purpose every day, start by asking deeper questions. What really matters to you? What kind of impact do you want to make? Maybe today you write down what makes you feel fulfilled. Tomorrow you take one small step toward doing something that reflects your values. The next day you say no to something that doesn't align with who you want to become. Purpose is not a destination, it's a direction. And every day you can choose to move closer to it. When you live with purpose, your actions carry more weight. Your work becomes more meaningful. Your relationships become richer. Your struggles become stepping stones instead of roadblocks. So take time each day to check in with your heart. The more you align your life with purpose, the more your life will feel whole. 10. Improve your gratitude every day. Gratitude is like sunlight for the soul. It helps everything grow, even during hard times. When you focus on what's good in your life, no matter how small, you begin to see more of it. Gratitude isn't about ignoring your problem. It's about recognizing that even in difficulty, there's still something to be thankful for. Maybe today you're grateful for your health, even if things aren't perfect. Tomorrow, you're thankful for the lessons you've learned through pain. The next day, you appreciate the people who support you. This practice softens your heart. It lifts your mood. And over time, it changes how you see the world. People who practice gratitude daily are more joyful, more generous, and more at peace. It's simple, really. What you focus on grows, so if you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, life begins to feel more abundant. Every day, take just a moment to reflect on something you're thankful for. It will ground you, it will strengthen you, and it will bring more good into your life. Success doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from small, quiet wins that stack up over time. People often look for the magic formula or the overnight breakthrough, but that's not how transformation works. Real change is found in the little choices you make each day. One better decision, one new habit, one improved thought. These moments may seem small in the moment, but they compound. Imagine this. If you improve just 1% every day, you'll be over 30 times better by the end of a year. That's the power of consistent effort. Maybe today you decide to skip an unhealthy snack. Tomorrow you take a 10-minute walk. The next day you read instead of scrolling your phone. None of these feel life-changing alone, but together they shape your future. This is why you must take daily improvement seriously. It doesn't require perfection. It only requires commitment. You don't have to do everything, but you do need to do something small, something that moves you forward. There's a reason small changes work better than giant leaps. They're easier to stick with. Think about it. Big changes often feel exciting at first, but they burn out quickly. They take too much willpower, too much energy, too much focus. But small changes, they're manageable. You can do them even on bad days. That's what makes them powerful. When you commit to just getting a little better every day, you take away the pressure of having to be perfect, and that's freeing. You start to enjoy the process instead of chasing the outcome. Maybe your goal is to get in shape. Instead of trying to transform your body in a week, you start walking daily. That's how habits form. That's how change becomes part of who you are. And once something becomes a habit, it becomes automatic. So instead of depending on motivation, which comes and goes, you build routines that carry you through. Success in the end isn't about effort once in a while. It's about effort daily. Quiet, steady, powerful. You've probably seen people who start something with passion, but never finish. They join the gym, but quit in a month. They start reading, but never finish the book. They get excited about their goals, but lose momentum after a few setbacks. The reason? They expect results too fast. They think, if I don't see changes right away, it must not be working. But that's not true. Just because you don't see progress immediately doesn't mean it isn't happening. It's like planting seeds. You don't plant a seed and expect fruit the next morning. You water it, protect it, give it sunlight, and trust the process. Your daily improvements are like that. You may not feel different after one day of gratitude or one day of better spending habits, but over weeks and months, those seeds start to grow. Your mindset shifts, your results change, and suddenly people start asking what your secret is. But it's not a secret, it's just daily discipline, stacked quietly until it becomes something great. The truth is, everyone has something in their life they wish was better. Maybe it's your money. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your mindset. The good news is, you don't need to fix everything overnight. You just need to begin. Improvement isn't a race, it's a rhythm. And once you find your rhythm, things get easier. That's why we focus on these 10 areas. Because when you improve a little in each one every day, your entire life shifts. You start making better choices automatically. You start attracting better people. You stop feeling stuck. It all begins with that decision. I'm going to do just a little better today. Maybe you text someone just to say thank you. Maybe you write your goals down before bed. Maybe you skip one unnecessary expense. Whatever it is, that small act creates momentum. Momentum creates belief, and belief makes change feel possible. You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation. You just need to start right where you are. Here's something important. You are always becoming someone. Every choice you make is shaping your future self. When you choose to improve your attitude, you're becoming someone more positive. When you practice self-discipline, you're becoming someone who finishes what they start. When you manage your time better, you're becoming someone who respects their life. These daily actions shape your identity, and that identity shapes your destiny. Most people focus on what they want to have: a better job, more money, more peace. But the real shift happens when you focus on who you want to become. Because when you become better, you naturally attract better. That's why the quote says, "Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become." So ask yourself today, who am I becoming through my choices, through my habits, through my mindset? The answer will tell you everything you need to know. If you don't like the answer, don't worry. You can change it. One day at a time. If you want your life to change, you don't need a miracle. You need a method. That method is consistency. It's waking up every day and deciding, today I will improve something. And the beauty of it, you don't need a big breakthrough for your life to start heading in a better direction. You just need to do one small thing better than yesterday. Think of it like laying bricks. You don't build a strong wall in one day. You lay one brick carefully and correctly, and you do it again tomorrow. Over time, you've built something solid, something unshakable. That's how you build character. That's how you build a legacy. The little choices you make each day when no one's watching, those are the ones that determine where you end up. Not the big wins, not the applause. It's the quiet effort, the consistent progress, the daily decision to not settle. When you choose to grow, even just a little, you begin to reshape the story of your life. I've met people who seem stuck for years, not because they lack talent or drive, but because they wait for the right time. They wait for motivation, for the perfect moment, for everything to line up. But the truth is, life doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who move, those who show up, even when it's messy, even when they're tired, even when they don't feel like it. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. But if you start now, imperfect, uncertain, and afraid, you'll build strength as you go. You'll grow into someone who can handle bigger things. Don't underestimate the power of doing something small today. Maybe you open your journal and write down your goals. Maybe you drink water instead of soda. Maybe you choose to forgive someone who hurt you. These acts may feel small, but they build discipline, clarity, and inner peace. And before long, you'll look back and realize your whole life started to change the moment you stopped waiting and started acting. Let's talk about identity. Because in the end, that's what all this daily improvement leads to. It shapes who you are. Every habit you build becomes part of your identity. Every small promise you keep to yourself strengthens your self-trust. You begin to see yourself differently. You no longer say, "I wish I was disciplined." You start to say, "I'm the kind of person who follows through." That shift in identity is powerful. It changes how you walk into rooms, how you make decisions, how you respond to setbacks. You're no longer chasing success. You're becoming someone who naturally creates it. But identity doesn't change overnight. It shifts through repetition, through action, through proof. And that proof comes from your daily efforts. So if you want to become confident, show up for yourself every day. If you want to become wise, read and reflect every day. If you want to become strong, push your limits every day. Your actions tell the story of who you are becoming, so choose them wisely. Here's something else to consider. Life will test your commitment to growth. Some days you'll feel tired, discouraged, or overwhelmed. You might not see progress. You might wonder if it's even worth it. But those are the most important days. The days when growth really happens. It's easy to improve when everything is going well, but real strength is built when it's hard. When you keep showing up, when you choose growth anyway, that's where discipline is forged. That's where resilience is born. If you can push through on the tough days, you'll become unshakable. You'll look back on those moments as the turning points, the days that made all the difference. And remember, it's okay to rest. It's okay to slow down. But don't give up. Rest is part of the journey. It refuels you so you can keep going. So when life gets hard, don't abandon your progress. Hold on to it. Protect it. Trust that even slow progress is still progress. You're further than you think. The most important thing is this. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Your path is yours alone. Your growth, your pace, your purpose, it's all unique to you. What matters most is that you're improving. Not faster than someone else. Not more perfectly. Just better than yesterday. That's it. Social media and the world around you might make it feel like you're behind, like you should be doing more or achieving faster. But comparison kills confidence. It distracts you from your own growth. So focus on your lane. Celebrate your small wins. Track your own progress. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you win. Every time you take a small step, you build momentum. And eventually all those little steps will take you somewhere beautiful, somewhere meaningful, somewhere you never imagined you could be. But it only happens if you stay focused on your own journey. One day at a time. So start today. Start small. Stay consistent. And keep becoming the person you were meant to be. Here's a question that can change your life. What's one small thing I can do today to grow? Just one thing. That question can open doors you didn't even know existed. It helps you stay focused. It keeps you moving. Maybe that small thing is making your bed, or finally sending that email, or reading one page of a helpful book. It doesn't matter what it is. It matters that you do it, because every small win builds confidence. And confidence gives you the courage to do bigger things. You don't climb a mountain in one step. You take one small step and then another, and eventually you're standing on the summit. So ask yourself that question every morning. What's one small thing I can do today to grow? Don't underestimate the power of that habit. That one question, asked daily, can pull you out of laziness, fear, and confusion. It reminds you that no matter where you are, you can improve. Right now. Starting today. Let's not forget this. Your life is shaped by your habits, not your wishes, not your goals, not even your dreams. It's your habits that write your story. What you do daily becomes who you are. Eventually, so the big question becomes, what habits are you repeating? Are they lifting you up or holding you back? The good news is that habits can be changed. You don't have to stay stuck in patterns that don't serve you. Start small. Replace one bad habit with one better one. If you usually sleep in late, try getting up just 15 minutes earlier. If you usually waste time on your phone, try spending that time reading or journaling. The key is not speed, it's repetition. Good habits create momentum. Bad habits drain it. And every day, you're either getting closer to the life you want or drifting further away. So choose your habits like your future depends on them. Because it does. You have the power to change your life, one habit at a time. It's also important to realize that your environment matters more than you think. If you're trying to grow, but you're surrounded by negativity, distraction, or people who drain your energy, you're going to struggle. Growth isn't just about what you do, it's also about where and with whom you do it. So take a look around. Is your space helping you stay focused? Are the people in your life encouraging your progress, or making you feel small. Improving your environment doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off or change everything overnight. It could be something simple, like decluttering your room, creating a quiet space to think, or spending more time with someone who inspires you. Every positive change in your environment is like removing a weight from your shoulders. You move forward with more ease. So don't ignore the space around you. Shape it, protect it, fill it with things, habits, and people that reflect the life you want to build. A good environment doesn't guarantee success, but a bad one almost guarantees struggle. One of the greatest powers you have is the ability to reflect. Reflection helps you learn from your past instead of repeating it. At the end of each day, take a moment to ask yourself, what did I do well today? What can I improve tomorrow? These two questions unlock insight, growth, and maturity. Reflection helps you see your patterns, both good and bad. It reminds you of the progress you've made, and it also highlights where you can grow. You don't need hours to reflect. 5 minutes of honest thinking can be life-changing. Maybe you realize you were more patient today, or that you lost focus halfway through your afternoon. That awareness is the first step to real change. Without reflection, you're just running on autopilot. But with reflection, you begin to live with intention. You begin to make adjustment. You take ownership of your time, your actions, and your results. So give yourself a moment each day. Pause, think, learn. Then use what you've learned to improve the next day. Lastly, remember this. Everything you're doing now is preparing you for what's coming next. Every small improvement is like a deposit into your future. It might not feel exciting in the moment, but it matters. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you're strengthening your foundation. Every time you choose gratitude over complaining, you're attracting more peace. Every time you read, listen, grow, reflect, you're building a version of yourself that's stronger, smarter, and more capable. You don't always get to see the results right away, but that doesn't mean they're not coming. Growth is quiet. Change is invisible at first. But one day someone will look at you and say, how did you become like this? And your answer will be simple. I improved a little bit every day. That's the secret. That's the magic. Not huge leaps, but daily steps. That's how lives change. That's how futures are shaped. And that's how you become the person you were meant to be. Think about the 10 habits we've explored. Attitude, communication, self-discipline, mindset, time management, knowledge, finances, personal development, purpose, and gratitude. Now ask yourself, what would my life look like if I improved just a little bit in each of these areas every day? It might not seem like much at first, but over weeks, months, and years, those small improvements would completely transform your life. You'd become more focused, more fulfilled, more confident, and more successful. The best part, you're in control. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to begin. One small action at a time. These changes don't require more talent or better luck. They only require consistency, effort, and intention. Even if life feels messy or uncertain right now, you can start improving right here, right now. Each step you take becomes a building block. And when you look back later, you'll see you didn't just improve your life, you created a new one. You don't have to wait until you're ready. You don't have to wait for a new week, a new year, or a better version of yourself to arrive. The truth is, the version of you that's reading or hearing this right now is already powerful enough to start. You already have what it takes to improve something today. So what will it be? Will you choose to practice patience when things get tough? Will you take 5 minutes to read something that fuels your mind? Will you write down your goals? Call someone you've been meaning to thank? Or take one step toward financial peace? It doesn't matter how small it seems. It matters that you follow through. Every time you do, you're building momentum. And momentum creates belief. It fuels confidence. It leads to transformation. You don't need to make giant leaps. You just need to take the next right step, one at a time. Because success isn't about doing everything all at once. It's about doing one thing, again and again, with purpose. The journey of becoming better isn't always easy. There will be days when you're tired, days when you don't feel like doing the work, and days when it feels like nothing is changing. But trust this, those are the days that matter most, because growth doesn't always come with celebration. Sometimes it comes quietly in the small choices you make when no one's watching. It comes when you stay disciplined, even when motivation is gone. When you stay grateful, even when life feels heavy. And when you stay focused, even when distractions call your name. That's when you become strong, not just on the outside, but deep within. So honor your journey. Be proud of every step, every effort, every small improvement. They all count. They all matter. And they are all taking you somewhere beautiful, somewhere meaningful, somewhere you were always meant to go. Here's the one truth you must remember. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. That's why all of this matters. That's why your habits, your thoughts, and your discipline are so important. You don't build a meaningful life by luck or accident. You build it by choosing better every day, not perfect, just better. That's enough. That's powerful. The person you're becoming is shaped right now by the choices you make, the things you believe, and the actions you repeat. And if you stay committed to daily improvement, you'll create a life filled with purpose, growth, joy, and success. You'll become the kind of person who doesn't just dream, but builds, who doesn't just hope, but acts, and who doesn't just want change, but lives it. One step at a time, one day at a time. So let's end with this. What's one thing you're going to improve today? Don't overthink it. Just choose one habit, one attitude, one new decision. Write it down. Commit to it. Then do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. The power is in your hands. The opportunity is here, now. Your life is waiting to be improved, not someday, but today. So take the brush in your hand and start painting. Each day, a new stroke. Each stroke, a better future. You've got this. Keep improving. Keep becoming. Because the life you're building isn't just possible, it's already beginning.